Okay, so once again, another video where I'm not exactly sure when you guys are watching this. I'm guessing that this video is going to get uploaded a week from now. I'm not editing this myself, my editor's editing it, so that's why the editing style for these next few videos is going to be a little bit odd. Now, since I had to get 7 videos ready since I'd be gone for a little while, I figured I'd do some unique stuff, and that's why for today's video, I had a pretty unique idea, where I would actually go ahead and rank every single anime game on Roblox. Now, I'm sure most of you guys are saying, Chris, what do you mean? You're literally going to go back and rank all 3,005 million anime games on Roblox? No, I'm gonna do the ones that I can remember. Now, am I more than likely gonna forget a million of these games? Hell yeah, absolutely. Does that matter? No. Now, on my Discord, at the time I'm recording this, I actually did a ping earlier asking you guys to post your favorite anime games. And from those, I took some of my favorites and some of my least favorites and I put them in. Either way, this should be a pretty interesting idea. With that being said, let's get straight into it. Okay, so for this tier list, I have, how many is this? 6 tiers. We have GOATs, great, average, mid, and why was this made? I'm not sure how many games are gonna go into why was this made, because I don't want to be rude to anybody, because I'm friends with the game owners of actually the majority of not all of these games. So let me just say, if you don't see certain games on here, it's not because said game is bad, it's purely because, well, I likely didn't play that game. So for example, NO2, it was probably the best Naruto game on Roblox. I was not in that, so I can't put it on this list. Starting off with Snobby Storm, this is a Naruto game. I have that at I'll put it at mid. It's not but the game isn't crazy. The effects get worked on. It really is lacking a lot, so mid. Same for Reaper. Honestly, Reaper was fun at first, but then I don't know, it just got boring. But Reaper's not a bad game. I say it's either at high mid or low average. Towerbound, great. Until Fino opens the game more or releases it in general, I can't put it at a GOAT, but Towerbound is such a fun game. It's a really, really well made, absolutely enjoyable Tower of God game. So fun. Yeah, Towerbound is great, man. I really love the game. It's so fun to play. Soul Saga, the thing about Soul Saga is I loved it. It was such a good, fun game, and still one of my favorite Bleach games, but in terms of how the game was actually made, I would just say it was pretty average. There was nothing crazy about the game, but it was more fun than Reaper at the time. I'm glad we have 2 Bleach games here so I can compare. Alright, Dragon Ball Final Stand, I have it GOATs. How can you not have Dragon Ball Final Stand as a GOAT? It just is. Dragon Ball Final Stand is probably the most well-made Dragon Ball game we will ever get on the Roblox platform. Not only was the game made by someone who knows how to script and knows how to script extremely well, obviously being Snake World, it's someone who was clearly very passionate for it. I mean, the game was just amazing. It was like if somebody made Dragon Ball's universe level quality and took it and made it into a Roblox game. Final Stand is amazing. How do you not like Final Stand? It's literally Dragon Ball on Roblox. Final Stand is one of the few games that will get me to sit there and beat up NPCs for hours without getting bored. And there's only so many games that have been able to accomplish that. GPO at first, Project Slayers for the first 10 minutes. There are only certain games that have the ability to draw you in like that. Deep Woken, One Piece Blue, GOATs. Easily the best One Piece game I've ever played, regardless of how it was made, because its effects weren't obviously on the level of GPO, but the game was just made so well. It's literally One Piece. If it were in Roblox, that's what I'm aiming for with my One Piece game. I don't gotta talk about it. It's One Piece Blue. It's the GOAT. One Piece Blue is just One Piece Blue, man. I can't really go farther than that. It's just One Piece Blue. It's a GOAT. That's all I can really say. A Reborn, I have at average, and let me tell you guys why. A Reborn is fun, and that's all it really needs to be. It doesn't have to be a crazy game. It's just a simple battlegrounds game. It's fun. It's not a mid game. Its effects are beautiful. The combat is fun, even though it's a little bit spammy and really brain dead and unbalanced. It's just an average game. It's fun. NI2, Naruto Infinite 2. This one is a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. NI2 is a fun game. NI2 is a great game. It's honestly probably one of the more fun Naruto games I've played on Roblox. So I guess I'll put this at great. Psych! Damn, that's hard though. I'm not gonna lie, that's hard. NI2 is a really fun Naruto game, but I mean, I'm gonna put it at average. I'm not gonna lie. The game wasn't anything crazy. I would still put NO2 above it. Bloodlines. Oh god. Okay, Bloodlines, this is hard. I'm not gonna lie. See, I'm gonna have to put Bloodlines at average. Let me tell y'all why. Had Arkham delivered with this update, I would have easily put Bloodlines at great, because the game is fun. You can sit on there for hours, get lost in it. It's fun. It's enjoyable. The combat, although basic, can be very fun. Even the simple jutsus, it's just, you can tell some of the Final Stand that the owner of that game, who's also a scripter, really put a lot of his love into it, and it's evident. However, Arkham, you really just disappointed me with this update, man. There's no way I can put Bloodlines at great or anything above that with this update. Next up, we have Steve's One Piece, and I don't care what anybody says, this is one of the GOATs. I'm sorry, Steve's One Piece is one of the GOATs. Every single day I came home from school, the first thing I did was hop on Steve's One Piece. I didn't care about homework, I didn't care about studying or tests like that. I hopped on Steve's One Piece, and that really was One Piece. Steve's One Piece was a GPO before we had that level of quality on Roblox. Steve's One Piece was just fire, dude. I don't know what to say. It was just a damn good One Piece game, and it used to hit crazy numbers too. And I know you're gonna get in my head in the comments like, oh my god, Chris, Steve's One Piece as one of the goats. Do you see the effects? It looks so trash. Dude, the game was made years ago, okay? We didn't have the level of quality we have now, but Season One Piece was a good game. A One Piece game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna put it at mid, not because it's a bad game, but like, I mean, a One Piece game does what it set out to do. You know, it's meant to attract kids and, you know, farm money off them, and it does that. The reason why this game isn't at A or anything like that is because it's a good game. The effects look beautiful. It's good for what it sets out to do, but it's at mid for me personally because I'm not a huge fan of that type of game, specifically, at least in the setting where they do it, compared to like GPO, where it's a little bit more tolerable. Hopefully I can follow what I'm doing. But next up we have One Piece Final Chapter, and already this is going to go. How could I not put One Piece Final Chapter as one of the GOATs? It is one of, if not the first game on Roblox based off One Piece to have a complete Gear 4th. It also, in my opinion, still has the best Gomu Gomu no Mi on Roblox. I mean, how complex it is. If you guys haven't, go watch a video on their Gum Gum Crew. It's really well made. I put this game at GOAT, but I didn't really play it like that. I kind of just watched videos on it because I wasn't too heavy into the grinding back then. I might have been like 13 or 12 or 14 when the game first came out, so obviously it's been a few years. I got a little older. Next up, I have Dragon Ball Rage, and this game was also kind of my childhood, so I'm considering putting it at great, but the game was pretty average, and it really wouldn't hold up right now as much, but if you were a kid on Roblox a few years ago, you played Dragon Ball Rage, and you just did. Okay, next up we have a Universal Time, and I'm once again gonna put this at average, purely because I didn't really enjoy this game like that. AUT was just kind of boring for me. It was just like every other JoJo game, you know, you farm stands, don't really do much else. Oh, there's PvP, I guess, and like some really hard quests. I don't know, I just never really got into AUT the way I did with YBA, but that's just me. I mean, the game has 18,000 players, so clearly it does have an audience, but just not for me. Next up I have Gaiden, and I'm gonna put this at, I'll put it at great because similar to One Piece Final Chapter, it really was a GOAT for its time. I mean, the game was good. For its time, Gaiden was a really good Naruto game. If y'all don't know, that was like the first Naruto project from BB Studio OA, the creators of Shindo Life, if I'm not mistaken. Gaiden was good for its time. I don't gotta speak too much about that. Next up I have Shindo Story, or Shinobi Story, or Shinobi Life, whatever. Anyways, I'm putting this at great. This is the game that came before Shindo Life, and this is probably my favorite Naruto game from the Career Brothers. Shindo Story was really cool. There was actual purpose in that game, stuff to do, lots of different lands, Susanoo, golems, rock golems. The game was really cool. I liked it way more than Shindo Life. Don't get on my head for that, but the game just felt way better. Honestly, prior to the copyright change, Shindo Life was really good too. Oh, I put Dragon Ball Rage here already. I don't know why I have a duplicate, but I guess I'll just throw that there as well. Next up I have Shinden, and that's going straight to mid. No offense, Shinden players, but the game is just mid. I'm sorry. It's like, I don't know the appeal to that game. I've never been able to get into it. I don't get how people like it like that, but that's just me. I don't know. Reaper 2. Reaper 2, it can go in, Reaper 2 can go in average. It's slightly more fun than Reaper 1, I'm not gonna lie, but other than that, it's not anything too crazy, so I'll just leave it at average. A One Piece game, once again, is already here, so I'm not quite sure why I have a repeat, but I guess I'll just put that there again. Swordburst 2, one of the GOATs, easily. Like all the other games that are in the GOATs, this is a game where I could just sit there for hours and literally just lose myself. Like I would forget who I was. Everything would go into grinding. I used to stop on my mom's computer late at night, or my dad's. You know, I was a little bit younger back then, but yeah, I used to get on my mom or dad's computer with that freaking loud mic fan and just grind Swordburst 2 nonstop. The game was so much fun. I don't even know why or like how, but I just couldn't stop playing it. It just was so fun. All right, I'm moving Shinden down to A because I don't really like it. But next up we have Shindo Life, and I'm gonna put this at mid, but I want you guys to, you know, I'll put it at average. I'm gonna not do that. Shindo Life could have been such a good game. It really could have, but now they're adding stuff like, is that Luffy? Is that Gear 4th Luffy? Yo, y'all get my point. I'm pretty sure that's Gear 4th Luffy, bro. So y'all can obviously see why I'm not like a big fan of Shindo. Like, I'm not trying to be rude to the developers, but damn, dude, Luffy? Shindo Life pre-copyright would have been probably great because the game was really fun. Like, you guys can look at my past videos on it. I did a 24-hour stream on Shinobi Life. If you watch my streams or came to my Twitch channel, I can barely stream for 2 hours unless it's a really fun game. So if you guys are hearing that I played Shindo Life for 24 hours straight on multiple occasions, you know that I must have really enjoyed it. So prior to copyright, I love that game. I gained so many subscribers off it. It was really fun. Next up we have YBA, and I'm gonna put this at great because I actually quit the game now. I'm not really playing it anymore, but in the time that I was playing it, YBA had me hooked. The most hooked I've ever been for a JoJo game. Finding out that there was more to the game than just, you know, beating up NPCs, beating up players, you know, getting new stands. There's a steel ball run system. There's a prestige system, a whole bunch of different races. The game is unique and it's fun. For a JoJo game, we never get to see that. YBA is great. I would have put this as one of the GOATs, but I just don't think it's there. Okay, next up we have Ken Omega, and I'm sorry, I'm putting that as one of the GOATs. I'm sorry. Ken Omega inspired a completely new wave of anime games on Roblox. Ken Omega Omega literally created all of the Tatakai Online, Mighty Omega. I don't know the rest, but every single game you see like that would not be here if not for Ken Omega. It's like what Dragon Ball is to the big three: Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. Without Dragon Ball, there really is not the big three. Most of them were inspired by him, and Ken Omega was the father of all of these games. Slykage, if y'all in the chat, remember, that's where we came from, bro. Gotta remember the roots. Ken Omega was a great game for its time. Now I'm bored of the whole, oh, beat up punching bag. Hey, it's not fun, but it used to be. Next up, we have ABA. I'll put this as one of the GOATs because ABA has also inspired lots of games, and it's probably one of the longest living games on Roblox, and the game is fun. ABA is a great game. It's here to stay. I gotta put it as one of the GOATs because it has cemented itself as one of the GOATs. UCA, I'll put at average because the game can be fun. It's Untitled Combat Arena. I'm not gonna go too much into that. The game's just average. Toolbox, I'm putting at mid. I'm sorry, it's just like a watered down Ken Omega. It's a cool game. It accomplishes its purpose, but no game will be able to get me like Ken Omega got me. Ken Omega just killed that for me. Had I gotten Toolbox prior to Ken Omega? Maybe. But next up, Anime Warriors, also mid. Anime Warriors is just mid. The game looks good, but I'm just not a huge fan of the combat. Once again, AUT repeated. I'm not sure why. I'll just leave it down there actually. Next up, we have Project Slayers, and I'll put that, where do I put this actually? I'll put it at average. I mean, there's nothing really too crazy about the game. It just looks beautiful. The combat is incredibly imbalanced. If not for the combat, I would put it at great because it does have potential, but yeah, for now I think that's fair. Project Star, I'm putting this one at mid. Although Project Star wasn't a bad, oh, I was in light mode, my bad. It should be back in dark mode now. I apologize for that, y'all. But yeah, Project Star wasn't a bad game, but it just kind of wasn't really enough of a JoJo game to hook me the way IBA did, and I can't say I enjoyed it less than I enjoyed AUT, but it wasn't a bad game. Also, Tower Defense, I'm gonna have to put at, oh, this hurts, but I gotta put ASCD at great for just the way it's been able to cement itself in the Roblox anime community and the way it found the whole of Bloons Tower Defense. You know, you sit here, it just like ABA and the rest of them monopolized something that hadn't been monopolized on Roblox. I'm not saying it discovered what system it uses where you just sit there and let little people fight little people, because it's definitely not the first Roblox game to do that, but the way in which they did it ensured success, and for that I gotta put it at great. And it's also a damn fun game when you're playing it for the first time. I burnt myself up personally, but if you're trying it for the first time, it can be really fun. Mighty Omega, I'm gonna have to put that at great, or average I mean, because the game was fun and the combat is so well made. Like, I really enjoyed playing it, but at the end of the day, it's really just a Ken Omega clone and there's nothing too special about it. I'm pretty sure the owner of that game even said he was just making it for money to work on another project, so I'm pretty sure there wasn't too much passion thrown into that project. Yeah, fair enough, the game's not bad, it's just not Ken Omega, and no game will replace Ken Omega for me personally. I'm sorry. Bleach Primera, I'm gonna put at great. This is probably the best Bleach game on Roblox. Still, there's a lot of contenders, but it's definitely up there for sure. The game was fun, it was really hard, and hardcore games I love. Unfortunately, when I played this game, I was a little bit younger. I think I was 14 or 13, and at that age I kind of sucked at everything, truthfully, so I don't think I really got to experience like being good at that game. But yeah, had I played it, it'd definitely be at one of the GOATs. But next up, I have Grand Peace. That's probably the hardest one I've done so far, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put Grand Peace at, damn, I want to put it at great, but like the game has so many flaws, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I can say I enjoyed Grand Peace as much as I did these games, but like I'm gonna put Grand Peace at the top of average, because at the end of the day, the game is just a really good looking, you know, One Piece game. There's nothing too special about GPO aside from its looks. The game doesn't have any cool custom mechanics where I can say, oh, this is like so unique. It's just a really good looking One Piece game. Now, if GPO had more to it than its beautiful effects, I'd probably put it at great or GOATs, but all of the games here for the most part really hooked me. Tower Bound, its combat, how unique it is, you know, it's different. One Piece Final Chapter, do I have to talk about that? I mean, look at its gum, it was crazy. Gaiden was so good for its time. This game, Shinobi Origin or Shinobi Story, was so much fun. I enjoyed it. YBA hooked me. ASCD, I don't gotta talk about that. Bleach Primera, I don't wanna talk about that. I think this is a good list. Don't blame me too hard in the comments down below. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, my god, Chris, you hyped up Project Slayer so much, but it's average. A game can be good while being average. Alright, look at GPO. Please remember that this is based off my personal enjoyment, not yours. So don't complain to me in the comments. If you didn't like it, I'm sorry. If you did, thank you. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Later.